So moving forward, Rick, I mean, the bottom line is the two of Tom Brady's best wide receivers will not be available to him. Fournette is banged up. Levante David. How do things look for a Bucs team that is definitely going to have to play a home playoff game in less than 2 weeks, unless they play that Monday nighter? It's 2 weeks from tonight. What do you have for me on their readiness for the title defense when the rubber meets the playoff road? Rick?
Yeah, I got nothing but more clouds. I mean, Ronald Jones has an ankle they're doing an MRI on. Keyshawn Vaughn has some rib damage, but he thinks he might be able to go. They're hoping Giovanni Bernard comes back from IR. I mean, this thing is dark and gloomy when it comes to weapons, but, Tom Brady does more with less and has in his past. And Mike Evans was out there. He was playing. He made some plays. Cyril Grayson has come out of nowhere, LSU track star, and suddenly looks like a Pro Bowl receiver. Brashard Perriman's made a lot of plays in this league. You still got Gronk. You still got O.J. Howard. You still got Cam Brate. They're not going to just go in the fetal position, I can tell you that. Defensively, they got to get Levante back, which they think they will. They need Shaq Barrett, obviously. But the secondary is fairly healthy. So they'll make their run. I mean, you've got the GOAT. If they win another game, Rich, and if the Rams lose to San Francisco, who's playing to get in the playoffs, all of a sudden the Bucs have the 2 seed and 2 home games, and they'll roll the dice if they got to go to Green Bay again. And I think that's the best case scenario, and I wouldn't count them out, man. I didn't think they were going to go 93 yards against the Jets, and score with 15 seconds either yesterday.
I know. That's the Jets, Rick, and that's the number 12 in that building against the Jets. So, come on, man. I mean, I could have told you that. You could have texted me in the middle of that moment. I'm like, the minute that the Jets went on 4th and 2 and wound up sneaking it, apparently that was an audible that it was supposed to go to Berrios on one of those jet sweeps, and instead Zach Wilson went it. I mean, I could have told you that. But what about Shaq Barrett and Levante David? I mean, and Fournette. What about those 3 guys in particular?
Well, I think they're optimistic they'll get them back in some capacity. I think Levante will be okay. Shaq, I'm not sure about. Although it's not an injury that necessarily would prevent him from playing some in the playoffs. The question is, what? Just because you're out there doesn't mean you're effective, right? Like, okay, he's out there, but is he able to be Shaq Barrett, or is he able to be Levante David? So these guys, all got bites out of them. Obviously, Fournette did with his hamstring. Evans has battled these throughout his career, so he knows, how to come back from them. His wasn't as severe. They'll line up. They'll all play. It's a second season, as you know, Rich, and to have a home game. These guys have been really good at home. They'll figure it out. I just it's been a lot of adversity this year with the injuries. That's the only difference between the 2 seasons. They've actually been better overall. This year, I think. I mean, they're going to win. They beat Carolina. They'll win 13 games, first time in franchise history. Back-to-back 12-plus win seasons. Brady having another. I mean, there's a lot of good that has happened. Even though this thing with the Jets didn't look good, but I would never count them out. I swear to you, I wouldn't. I could put holes in every team in the NFC and show you where they're vulnerable too. So we'll see. We'll see who they have. That's going to be the key.
Talk about things that you can't make up. Right? Is that? Maybe it's going to be Le'Veon Bell, who Tom Brady leans on because Brown is gone. You can't make this stuff up in the NFL. So last one for you is, what do you think Bruce Arians is thinking about tonight when he pours himself a couple fingers deep? What do you think? What are you thinking
Well, maybe
about?
This afternoon. I don't know if he's going to wait.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I know that. So
no kidding.
What do you think? What do you think he's thinking?
What he's thinking? You know what he's thinking is one thought, Rich. And he said it after the game. I've got Tom Brady. I've got Tom freaking Brady. Mm-hmm. Anything's possible, man. He's won 7. He's been to 10. That's a heck of a place to start. You got to slay them. You got to slay the monster. Somebody's got to go out there and take it from him. I mean, he's unbelievable, and that's the just like yesterday. And you say, well, the Jets and all. I get that. You know what? he had Tom Brady. So everybody on that team, and in that organization, they believe they're going to do it. They will find a way because of number 12. That's all he's thinking about right now.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.